Hello, this is Wayne Mazzoni, pitching coach at Sacred Heart University, shooting this video specifically for my friends at Figure It Out Baseball. I've been coaching college baseball almost 30 years. It explains the gray and the beard. I have a lot of experience, and I wanted to pass something along to you that will be something very actionable to help your baseball career. And that is, you are basically the sum of your habits. Okay, that is as a person, that is as an athlete, and certainly as a baseball player. You are what you constantly do. So this video is about how to build better habits to thus make you a better baseball player. One of the things I hear a lot from my college guys, from all of the players that I work with, is that they would love to start their day earlier, more productive. And that's a goal of theirs, to wake up, whether it's to work out before school or work out in the morning, or just get up and be more productive and make food ahead of time or do homework so that you're cleared up later in the day. So let's talk about how do you build this better habit of waking up early in the morning. A lot of kids go from going to bed late and then setting their alarm for 6 in the morning, and the alarm goes off and there's no chance that they're doing anything, hit snooze, and they just wake up at their regular time. So what I'd like to see you do, and this applies to any different habit that you want to make, is start small. So for example, if you normally wake up at 7:15, next time you want to wake up at 7 o'clock. 15 minutes earlier. You're not going to do a workout. You're just going to wake up. You're just going to sit up and start being a functioning person in the morning. That's goal number one. And then you could start taking that habit to wake up at 7 o'clock and maybe do some stretching. If let's say your goal is to work out in the morning. And then maybe you wake up at 6:45 and you do some stretching and 10 push-ups. And you just keep gradually adding to this to the point where now it starts to get easier to wake up and it starts to become more productive or easier to do something more productive because you've done it over and over again. You're not totally changing your life from waking up at 9:30 to waking up at 5:45. You might be able to do that a little bit, but generally you're going to peter out in that regard. However, if you make this goal of just getting up a little bit earlier each morning and starting to do something a little bit productive, then you'll find it's easier to go earlier and earlier and easier to be more productive and more productive. And then what's going to happen is, since you got up earlier and you did more during the day, at night, you're going to start to get more tired. I hear from guys all the time, well, I can't fall asleep. And well, if you do more during the day, it's easier to sleep at night, especially if you hit a certain time at night, maybe 10 o'clock, take your phone, put it across the room, plug it in with your alarm in the morning, and then actually read something to fall asleep. Now, a book, let me explain a book. A book is a thing bound together, lots of pages, and there's words on the page. And that is a great way for you to learn something. And then when you read, you get tired and it makes you want to fall asleep. If you hate to read, find something that's cool to read. There's a million things that would get you excited to read, whether it's a book by a Navy SEAL or an athlete or someone that you admire. If not, maybe listen to a podcast, but again, put the phone across the room. So you're not going to go on Instagram, you're not going to go on Facebook, you're not going to go on Twitter or Snapchat or one of these things. You're going to hear the podcast and it's going to help you fall asleep. And again, just building these habits, and it could be you want to work on your base hit bunting. It could be you're going to finally get that changeup down. Instead of going from, I don't really have a changeup, to all of a sudden I'm going to have the best changeup. It doesn't happen instantly. It takes constant, everyday work to be able to do that. So that example I gave you of how to wake up earlier, you just go increments and increments and increments until that becomes a habit. And the person that wakes up and reaches a cigarette and the person that wakes up and goes for a 5-mile job both have habits. One is a productive one, we'd like to think, and the other is non-productive. So to build productive habits in the short term will help your baseball career in the long term. And the guys that I've coached that have played after college, that have made the major leagues, they have great habits. So again, it's Wayne Mazzoni, Sacred Heart University with Figure It Out Baseball.
Thanks for tuning in to Figure It Out Baseball. If you're watching on the figureitoutbaseball.com website, I hope you check out the Figure It Out Baseball store and grab yourself some gear to help support this totally free resource. If you're watching on YouTube, please remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you keep up with all the cool stuff that we do. For you podcast listeners, we've also got our podcast now available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. Figure It Out Baseball, the home of hundreds of free videos from dozens of college and professional coaches and specialists from great schools like this. So tell your friends about figureitoutbaseball.com, the world's #1 online coaching tool.